Super Bowl winner has a real nice ring to it. You know, ever since the clock wound down to zero in Santa Clara that night back in February, how have things been for you?
It's been hectic. I would say some of it was a whirlwind like when it happened, but the thing I wasn't ready for is like how fast it like comes and then it goes and you're on to the next thing. I think you always get that win or lose, but it was a situation I hadn't been in before, and you enjoy the moment, and then 2.5 weeks later you're at the draft and you're thinking about the next year and you're thinking how far behind you are.
Obviously, it takes a whole team to win a Super Bowl. What stands out most for you in terms of what you saw on the field last year from week one until the end?
I think it was a collective of everybody. I think taking Mike's team's vision and collectively coming together and putting together a plan week in, week out, practicing each day like it's game day. And I think everybody in Mike's team embraced this, and I think the defense produced a great year.
You're very optimistic and very eager to get this going, aren't you?
Yeah, I just love football. I love doing it.
You know, talk about being the best version of yourself. What are you expecting from yourself this year?
That's a great question. I think you're constantly growing. There's areas that I set myself every year that I want to study something, I want to learn this, I want to go and sit with Carl Scott and I want to learn something on the DBs and be able to teach it, and just looking at the game from different lenses. But I think at the core of it, it's keep honing our way of life and how we approach on a day-to-day basis, how we approach from a coaching standpoint, drill build, practice, meetings, game planning, and then looking at the players, like how you're building an environment that these guys love coming to work. Mike does an unbelievable job of that, and how do we keep that vibe with new people in a fresh way that is authentic? And you have to constantly keep being, like I said at the start of this, keep being comfortable with who you are, and that person will keep growing.
One of the things I hear about you is that you can be intentional about everything you do within the building. And I know Coach Macdonald does that, but a lot of your peers tell me you do the same thing. Is that part of the reason that the foundation was built with you two so strong so quickly?
Yeah, I think part of it, yeah. I think like you only see those things when you work together on a daily basis. I think those skill sets or that way of living your life only comes when you see yourself in all different phases. So if you see yourself when you're winning, when you see yourself when you're tired, when you're losing, all these different things that shouldn't change you. And I hope it doesn't change me, and it definitely doesn't change Mike. And I think you talk about those things when you meet one another, and you have to use those intangible skills to say, is this person who they are and who they're saying they are? And then the work will show itself. And we have to keep doing that on a day-to-day basis, try and do it every day.
One of the things that I always chuckle about when I talk to NFL fans, and I can tell right away how much they know about the game, is when they say, well, the head coach calls the offensive plays or the head coach calls the defensive plays, so the offensive coordinator or the defensive coordinator doesn't really have that much to do. Can you shut down that myth that that's just not true?
No, I don't know nothing to do. No, I'm joking. No, I think like whoever you work with, it's about relationships and how you communicate with one another and how you ultimately see the same thing. We take our vision and we all try and do the best job. Like parts of my job are organizing all of that, putting it together, presenting different parts of the game plan, building game plans with Mike, and we just talk about it and then we're ready for game day.
You have a great story. Can you just talk about how you got this love of football growing up in London?
Yeah, it was my mum buying me a VHS tape of the '85 Bears and me falling in love with that tape and watching it every day, and the game kind of spoke to me. Ended up playing in NFL Europe. From there, I was on some practice squads for a couple of years, bouncing around, and by that time, I got to like probably 28, 29, but I was just too old. And once I finished playing football, I went back to England, and Tony Allen, the head coach of the London Warriors, he set up this program to help the local community in South London, and used to go down there and help the kids out. And again, I felt like when I wasn't doing football, there was something missing. I just made a decision that this is what I wanted to do.
I know you're focused on your job, But if the call comes after next season to be a head coach in this league, you ready?
I don't think you're ever ready for that. It's just like being a parent, you're not ready for it until it happens. And then, you learn on the job, and can you prepare? Yeah, you're gonna prepare for stuff like that. But I've been very lucky. I've come up in this league and worked very closely with guys that are head coaches. What I've learned is that it's ever changing. There's gonna be so many things you come into day to day where you don't know. You have a plan and it changes. And you'll be ready when the time comes, but I don't think it's something I would chase, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. A lot of coaches of color in the league were frustrated this past hiring cycle because there were record-tying 10 openings and only one coach of color was hired to be a head coach. Are you hopeful that there'll be opportunity for you there?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, I felt like there was opportunity last year. It's hard because I always see it from my lens and the seat I'm sitting in. I'm not in that seat. I think when I meet the right group of people and they meet me, I think we will connect. And then when you get your opportunity, you go execute.